Take a trip through the Lost Library and discover what's available now from yours truly. When their parents are taken captive by a wicked necromancer and his sinister crocodile men, a pack of children from the peaceful land of Aquania must journey across their continent, meeting strange beings and confronting untold terrors in their quest to rescue their families from a witch queen eager to raise a demon lord from his fiery abode. The Young Barbarians, written by your boy Crypto, is available now in both digital and print form on Amazon.com. Published by the fine folks at the Lost Library. And support your boy Crypto by picking up a copy today. Link in the description below.
Hello, all you beautiful people in Webtown, and welcome back to Rob Liefeld Appreciation Week, right here on Crypto Comics. Now, if you are a Crypto Knight, you've been around for a few years, you know what's going on here. You know we've already talked about Avengelyne, #1 from Maximum Press. This one happens to be signed by the lady herself, Kathy Christian. Take her in, boys. This is the deluxe chromium cover edition of the same comic. As you can see, a lot of stuff going on here. We've got Avengelyne over here. We've got Belial over here, the demon who's come to buy the church. We're going to get into all that right now. And I think you're really going to like it. You know, like I said, we've already talked about this, so I'm just going to give you the refresher. Avengelyne is, you know, sent to Earth. She's being punished by God. She meets Peter Clifton here in this Catholic church, a man who's given his life to God, but, you know, obviously can't help but being attracted to this beautiful angel. And, of course, Father Mallory shows up, and we're going to get into the whole plot as we go along here, because we've got a lot to cover today on Crypto Comics, like we always do most of the time. There she is again. Booyah. A little bit more, a little bit more. We'll get into the meat and potatoes here. Just want you to see, he's come to, this is Belial. He's come to purchase, why did I turn that? I don't know, I was so used to turning them. There we go, there we go. So we have Helena, his demoness, and yeah, she wants to kill Avengelyne. He wants Avengelyne for himself, you know. You know what I'm saying, boys. And of course, she likes to wear the jeans like the ladies wore back then. And she fights this demon and cuts his head in half, and I like that. That was fun. That was a fun part. You can actually go into the back issue bins here at Crypto Comics, into the playlist, and find that read-through review of Avengelyne, issue #1. Because today, we're going to cover Avengelyne issue #2 and issue #3, also signed by Kathy Christian, a.k.a. Avengelyne. How about that? I don't have this one signed. I doubt I could track her down now. These were signed at the height of the Maximum Press revolution, I guess. Would be revolution. Didn't really happen the way I like. So this is the official story so far, as written by Rob Liefeld and Robert Napton. Avengelyne is an angel who has been sent to Earth as punishment for her sins. Once a member of God's army of light, Avengelyne must now deal with the consequences of being mortal as she explores the dangers of life as a human. After arriving in New York City, Avengelyne was shocked to find that there were others like her, angels who had fallen from God's grace. But these angels had joined with Lucifer and roamed the earth as powerful demons. Fearing for her own life, Avengelyne sought refuge in the St. Augustine Church and met a young priest named Peter. Without knowing that she was an angel, Peter and Father Mallory gave her shelter for the night. The next day, Avengelyne met Mr. Belial, a philanthropist who was preparing to buy the church. Under the auspices of saving it, he's been buying a lot of churches around New York. Unknown to anyone but Avengelyne, Belial himself was a demon lord. To test Avengelyne, Belial commanded his demons to attack her. After successfully defeating them, Belial returned Avengelyne to the church. Avengelyne is based on the likeness of Kathy Christian, as we've said many times. So she takes a shower, and she's very upset. And then she has the sister, Janice, come in, and it's like, we have to get you ready. Oh, I need some clothes to wear. Don't worry, there's some clothes in the basement. They go down to the basement, and what's this? A prominent member of the church was a collector of antiquities. He died a few years ago, God rest his soul. He left everything to St. Augustine. Father Mallory sold many of the items and used the money to sustain the church. This is the only piece he kept. He just couldn't part with it. It's from the Crusades. Quite valuable, I'm told. Avengelyne? Deus Volt, baby. Yes, Father. You share in my light, my daughter. Take this sword of fire and strike with righteous judgment. Rejoice in the glory. You're of my host now. My lightning dressed as snow. Words of the Creator, the great architect of the universe. Avengelyne, are you all right? Avengelyne? Huh? Oh, Peter, I'm sorry. I was just remembering. Sister Janice ran and got me. She said you wouldn't respond, like you went into some kind of trance. I know. It's difficult to explain, Peter. We must talk. There are some things you need to know about me. Important things. Look, you've been through a lot in the last 24 hours. Go with Sister Janice. She'll bring you back tomorrow, and we'll grab a bite to eat and talk then, okay? Deep within Belial's sanctum. You read her scent well, beloved. She is Avengelyne, a war host. Or at least she was. She earned something of a reputation long ago by storming the gates of Pandemonium alone. Once inside the citadel, she slew 1,000 of our kind, and all but reached the dragon's heart.
Why did she penetrate hell without her host?
Perhaps to win Daddy's favor. She wouldn't be the first.
And now the bitch can bleed like any other human. I'm begging you, my lord, as your consort, allow me this honor. Let me bring you her corpse, so her head can adorn our bedchamber, to amuse us as we couple.
You tempt me, beloved, but I think not. Her soul is the true prize. Go to her. Convince her to join us. Be firm. Let her feel the warmth of her own blood as it abandons her, just like her father has abandoned her. Then she'll accept our offer.
They want Avengelyne to turn on God and join them and become a demon. Quite interesting. And then Father Peter meets up with his brother, Mike, and they play some b-ball and talk about the strained relationship between Peter and his father, because Peter's dad really wanted him to grow up to be a doctor and have kids, and instead he joined the priesthood and dedicated his life to God and not having kids. But I think the Catholics are going to change that if they haven't already. You know, that's not a bad idea. I mean, God did, after all, say it was not good for man to be alone. Because God knew it wasn't good for him to be alone. He didn't like being alone, so he created us. He said, Dad will never forgive me. St. Augustine, the next day. So Father Mallory basically explains that Mr. Belial has bought all the churches around New York and is saving them, because the churches are waning. And he's made it so that they can continue to preach the gospel. And then a short time later, they get together and go out to eat. And of course, Helena's going to stalk them and watch them. They sit down and they talk. And she begs him to stop Father Mallory from selling the church to Mr. Belial. Wait, Peter, they're here. Who's here? Over there. See him? See who? I don't see anyone. Are you all right? No, I'm not. They're all over this city, Peter. They're like me. We've all fallen from grace. But some have abandoned all hope of returning to our Father. They've sworn allegiance to the dragon. The dragon? Avengelyne, what are you talking about? He wants me. You'll be safe in here, Peter. Whatever happens, just stay inside.
Your priest is mine.
She goes back inside. He's gone. And there's another message for her, forked and knifed to the table. A message? Oh, Peter, forgive me.
The path train. Midnight.
I walked for hours, trying to control the fear which gnawed at my stomach. Part of me wanted to run, to leave this city and never return. But Peter's life was in danger because of me. Nobody could help me. Nobody except Father.
So she prays for help from God. And then realizes the help is waiting for her in the basement. What's in the basement? Oh yeah, you know, Deus Vult, baby. A holy sword from the Crusades. They picked a worthy place for our showdown, the subway. New York's very own netherworld. The air was thick and lifeless. Every corner reeked of man's waste. As I waited, I closed my eyes to think of Peter's face. Then I heard a faint sound and saw it emerging from the distance. It moved slowly at first, like a languid serpent, a serpent cast in iron, screaming as it hastened toward me. Its purpose was clear, to usher me to my final destination. Hell's Gate. The time has come. The moment of my resurrection is at hand. She's got the sword from the Crusades. Can't stop that. I'll protect you, Peter. I promise. These two guys are just hanging out. I'm just like, wow, check it out, babe. And Peter, are you all right? Peter, Avengelyne, is it really you? Yes, it's me. Are you hurt? The things they did to me, unimaginable things. Oh, Peter, I'm so sorry.
You should be, bitch. It's all your fault. How could a war host fall prey to such a simplistic gambit?
So she was just making herself look like the image of Peter to trick Avengelyne.
Perhaps your passion for the priest has made you forget your training. Tell me, have you seduced him yet?
Where is he? I've come to trade my life for his. Wow, how selfless of her.
No need for that, Angel. I plan on killing both of you. Where's your fiery sword? Left it at home?
I won't need it to defeat you.
Wrong, Angel. You think a mortal body can rival perfection? Remember how it used to be? A demon would rive your flesh, and you wouldn't even feel it. You can have that again. All the powers you had as an angel and more. Just renounce your daddy, and all the pain will go away.
One shot. Have to make it count. Whew. Throw that sword, girl!
Ah! Ah, damn you! A holy sword. Very clever, but unfortunately, you missed my heart. Remember this, war host. As my brethren in Pandemonia rape you day and night, I gave you a chance to join us. Why? You look like you could use some fresh air. Allow me to help. Crash. This is where you get off, Avengelyne. I'm sorry you won't be here when we remake this world and use St. Augustine to do it. But I'm afraid you'll be writhing in the furnace by then. Goodbye, Angel.
No, Helena.
Lord Belial.
You have failed me, Helena. You have exceeded your charge.
No, let me finish her. No, my lord. Please, no.
Gone. Just phases her back to wherever he is, down there in his secret chamber. She's gone, but where? Avengelyne? Peter. Yes, I was here. I tried to warn you, but I couldn't speak. It wouldn't have mattered. I couldn't see you. Not the real you. Just her facade. Help me, Peter. Later, they check the subway, and they realize it's a gate. Each of the churches, including St. Augustine, sits on one of its points. And once it's opened, it can never be closed. So he's bought these churches just so he can open a demon gate. Oh my Lord. But what does it mean? Only one thing. Hell upon earth. Will Belial's evil plan work? Find out in 30 days as the first Avengelyne story arc comes to a close. But you're not going to have to wait 30 days because your boy Crypto Comics is here to rock it just for you right now. We've seen these ads so much, it seems, in the last few days. Ooh, daddy. So, my dream, it visits me often as a terrifying reminder of my previous existence. It always starts the same, with the image of myself locked in mortal combat against the very demons I had been created to destroy. That's right. Lots of fighting, cuts a head off, and then here's, Damnation Central, basically. And you wake up, she's very upset. And, you know, luckily Peter's brother Michael, who we met playing b-ball in the last issue, he's a doctor, if you didn't know. And so he's giving her some fluids because she lost some fluids in the battle. But Peter demands an explanation. It's very simple, really. There is an order to things, Peter. Even where I come from, demons are empowered by souls that are given to them. It's the same with St. Augustine. It must be given to Belial. He can't just take it. That's the church, St. Augustine. And once he's corrupted the churches, there's no turning back. He can open the gateway and reshape this world into a living hell. I've seen it in my dreams, Peter. It's horrible. We must stop him. We must. I've been thinking about that all day, in fact. I have an idea. It's going to sound crazy, but just hear me out. I want to perform an exorcism. I learned some secrets when I was studying in Europe, researching ancient exorcism rites. Turns out that we can paint a cross near the demon. Then, when a specific verse of scripture is read, the cross, it comes alive and sends the demon back to his world. But there's just one catch. The cross must be painted with the blood of Jesus Christ. What? Then how are we supposed to... According to the myth, Christ's blood was saved throughout the centuries and used for this purpose. And the blood is powerful because he is the Son of God, and you are his daughter. Your blood should also work. Michael's in the other room. He can extract it for us. Peter, I may have been an angel, but I'm not a savior. Great line. But I suppose we really have no other choice. Oh, here we go. Let's get to it. And so, a short time later, they're at Belial Towers. Isn't it frightening and majestic at the same time? And then they slip into Central Park, and they find this statue of St. Augustine, and she's like, watch this, I'm going to touch it, and it's going to open. Boom, it opens, and there's a secret tunnel that Belial must have made after he arrived on Earth. And so they go down into this because she saw it in her dream. And later, we must be a mile straight down. Can you see anything? There's a light just ahead. Uh-oh. We found what we're looking for. In hell, the dragon and his demons reside in a great citadel called Pandemonium. It's a lot like this, only worse. Protect us, Father. But where are they? Why were we allowed in here? It's a trap. But she's awesome, so it doesn't really matter. Paint the cross on the floor with the vial of blood.
Ha 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 ha. Hello, Avengelyne.
That voice.
Don't tell me you've forgotten your old friend Gabriel. We served together in the war host.
Gabriel, no. What have you done to yourself? You used to be an angel.
Until our father banished me from heaven. I tried to live as a mortal, Avengelyne, but I couldn't stand the weakness.
Peter, don't stop working.
You're a fool, Avengelyne. Belial offered you perfection, a chance to become immortal again, and you spit in his face.
Gabriel, we served together. Don't make me...
Make you what? There's only one thing you're going to do, mortal, and that's die!
No, Peter, help me! I think she can help herself, gentlemen and ladies. Avengelyne? Avengelyne? I can't hold on.
It's over, Avengelyne, but just think, maybe Daddy will take you back.
No, not over. I'm sorry, Gabriel. Yeah, throwing stars. Boom, right between the eyes. I'm truly sorry.
I'm falling into an eternal pit.
Sometime later. Sometime later? Like, why, she's just hanging on right there. Why is it sometime later? She should climb right up and... Are you all right? Peter!
Poor little war host. Just can't take good care of your priest, can you?
Helena!
Maybe you should go to the Vatican and seduce another one. Sweet Peter's broken. I suppose I'm just too rough with other people's toys.
No! Time for a chick fight. It's time for an awesome chick fight.
This torch is decorated with the skull of the last angel who defied our will. I keep it close by for just such an occasion. I've enjoyed our little trysts, war host, but now it's time for you to take up residence in the brothels of hell. Enjoy damnation, bitch. Schluck.
You forgot something, demon. The Lord's on my side. Peter? God, we really need a chick to read these lines. Elsewhere, Belial's not happy and he turns into himself, but he's confident that he is going to become an equal to God and Satan as the Lord of Earth.
Helena, where are you? I have no patience tonight for these games. Come forth, beloved, and greet your lord. That sword was dropped in haste. Perhaps my beloved Helena executed Avengelyne and is polishing the angel's skull in a trophy room. Sometimes her ego rivals my own. So, you've returned at last. Speak, was it enjoyable? Did the lovely war host beg for mercy as you slit her throat? Helena, what is wrong with you? Helena? Thunk. My poor, dear Helena. You served me well as consort and protector. You shall be remembered with honor.
Dead, head cut off. Don't grieve too much, Lord Belial. You'll be joining her soon enough.
Ha 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 ha. Avengelyne, you're so very seductive. Strength and divinity, encased in flesh and blood. I knew from the moment I saw you in the garden at St. Augustine that you would be mine. You were destined to take Helena's place.
Never, Belial.
You played the game well, Avengelyne, but this last gambit has been all too predictable. Hello, priest. What were you doing back there? Concocting a plan to drown me in a basin of holy water? Avengelyne, you know there is no power on earth that can destroy our kind. All you've accomplished by bringing him here is giving me the perfect weapon to use against you. Now, renounce our Father in heaven, and I'll spare his life.
Very well, but you must let him go first.
There, you see, I have fulfilled my end of our bargain. Now fulfill yours. Kneel before me. Renounce God. I will return the priest to his world unharmed. He is of no great consequence to me. Then tonight, you and I shall consummate our union. I look forward to having you as my new consort. Helena had become boring. But you, I have some pleasurable things in store for you, beloved. It's working. He didn't notice the blood cross under the sword. But the scripture must wait for the right moment. The bloody cross under the sword. Say it! Tell me that you despise our Father and all he stands for. There met Jesus, two possessed with devils, coming out of the tombs, so that no man might pass by that way. Say it, so I may have you! The devils cried out, saying, What have we to do with thee, thou Son of God? And Jesus said unto them, Go! Avengelyne, now! What?
You're the predictable one, Belial. This is our trap now, not yours.
This is an outrage. You think a mere sword can stop Lord Belial?
Not just a sword.
How have you summoned this power? Helena was right. I should have destroyed you immediately. I'm sending you to hell, Avengelyne, and there you shall suffer like no being has suffered before.
Hurry, Avengelyne, there isn't much time.
Demons of hell, come forth. I summon all the powers of darkness to devour this light.
It's too late, Belial. There's something else you forgot. The best way to slay a demon is to pierce his heart with a holy sword.
No!
Peter, run! Whoosh! It worked! It's taking him away! Him and this entire place! Look, the building. It's vanishing. It's gone. We've won. Oh, Peter, we did it! The churches are free of him. We're all free of him. I told you we could do it with God's help. We just needed a little faith. I know, but I'm still here. I hoped Father would come for me. He will someday. But until then, your home is with us. It's been weeks since the destruction of the Belial Towers. Peter told Father Mallory everything. He said he didn't want any lies between them. I agreed. It was difficult at first, but Peter convinced him of the truth about Belial and me. Sometimes I wonder, though, do they really believe that I was born an angel? That I have heard the trumpets of heaven and experienced the love of God firsthand? It doesn't matter, I suppose. They've accepted me as I am now. That's the important thing. And Father is still with me. His faith is still in my heart. One day, perhaps, if I've earned it, he'll come back for me. But until that moment comes, I have a home here on earth, a loving home, and a new family. The end. Woo! Special bonus pinups by Art Adams and Mike Diodato Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, Art Adams. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Diodato Jr. Hello, nurse. So that's it right there, baby. We've done it. Risk. This was only featured in Asylum. Oh, everything else came out. Oh, Liefeld Platt jam cover. It's a jam cover. A jammin'. Okay, right. So, Avengelyne. Number 2, number 3. The miniseries, complete, from Maximum Press. I hope you liked it. You know what? I liked it. I had a great time reading this with all of you beautiful people in Webtown. Now, if you enjoy what your boy Crypto Comics does here, don't be afraid to go to Amazon and pick up my book, Young Barbarians. And I will see you tomorrow, right here on Crypto Comics, for the final day of Rob Liefeld Appreciation Week. See you then.